All right, hey, how's it going? I'm going to do something fun tonight with the vocal track, which I'll do this differently with guitars and stuff one day, just for the fun of it. But one thing, man, is that, sometimes you feel, if you're like me, you feel like the vocal track, because it's on the Verselab here, I almost call it the MV-1, it is both, but they do the vocal takes on the song mode. So sometimes, since you start in the sequence mode, occasionally you get to section mode, but if you're like me, a lot of times you don't play around with the vocal part enough. It's because in your mind you think, oh man, I gotta have at least a couple parts fleshed out and ordered and arranged to even get to the song mode, right? I'm just gonna tell you, I don't think that's true, man. Don't think it's true. So what I have here, I got some sequences, right? I won't play you the second one just because we'll pretend I just made one sequence, right? I'm building this out. I made two, so it won't take as long as the last time I tried this did. But I got this groove here. Well, actually, let me play the whole deal. It's a little jazz kit, little jazz acoustic bass, jazz vibes. Just something chill. All right, so if I go over, let's go to song mode, or actually section mode here. I won't play that other part, but on this one, let's say, I want to say right now, this is, when you go to the section mode, you can kind of set how many, bars you want this to last, right? So in this case, I think this is going to be 8 bars, so 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, yeah, so each one's a bar, 3, 2, 3, 4. Like if you're writing 5/4 where it's time signatures, that's awesome, but it may not be the box for you. Don't amazing 4/4 machine, maybe 6/8. But anyway, so you got that going. Now I can go to song mode here, and for song mode, I'm going to clear these out. I had these from earlier, so usually you get song mode to be looking like this. Now if I go to hit the vocal track already, I don't see any of that, so I have to go be on something not vocal track in order to have these sections so that I can actually record them in. So to record them in song mode. And again, I'm just doing this so I can record some vocals over it. Not a permanent arrangement, just, So as each one's highlighted, you can press that, either click the next one in that, or even move over that way and do it that way, right? So, and again, remember each of these was 8 bars each. So really, this is 32 bars. Okay, so now if we go to our vocal track here, because I have it recorded on standby, I'm going to get out of that. A couple things on the vocals. We'll go to input. I got to make sure my mic is on. Sensitivities, I already kind of said earlier. Got my vocal processor on. If I do edit vocal processor, and I go to common, it tells me where I want to put the vocals. In this case, I want to put them on the vocal dry at that point in the chain. And then I also have to go to my input, make sure my mic is internal, or my external mic, no phantom external levels all the way at maxed. I turn that up a little bit. Recording source external wet, that's the default. You can leave it at that, it's fine, it works. Then you don't need any line stuff for the recording measure stuff, so all that's fine. Okay, get out of there. So this is actually my mic, my other mic, not as good of a mic, but whatever, who cares, just for demonstration purposes. All right, so now we want to record into this vocal take. One thing to note here, if you look up here, first, let's do this. I'll show you what I normally do also. To check my levels ahead of time, I'll do shift record. Shift record, and then I can look at my levels on here, and I don't want them to go too hot. If I go too hot, then it goes over there. Obviously, this turns red to give you an indication. So just don't go so hot. Anyway, I'm going to exit out of there. And now, I'm going to go hit record. So now I'm in standby mode. But you notice right now, this says 33.1. So it's on the 33rd bar. Remember how I said, because of that section mode earlier where it was 8 bars each, right? So 4 times 8 is 32. The next, because this section is selected, it's showing bar 33. So I'm going to go back to the first one, bar 1, beat 1, right? So you can basically start a vocal take on any beat, basically, when you're recording it. So We'll kind of get this going again and try it out. Yeah, it's the worst vocal I ever did. Let me think here. That's like here's the melody I want to be at. Something like that. I'm going to stop recording. Gotta remember that. So I'm going to hit clear. Obviously I don't want that take. Clear the vocal pad. Hit OK. Sorry, I'm holding the mic with the left hand, so I had to block the screen in a way. But yeah, it's clear and then take. Now we're back on standby. Anytime I'm going to start over, I got to be sure to hit this whatever section I want to start on. Be sure it's either set there, or if it's in the middle of the section, then I got to use this up here. If I wanted to go to, for instance, bar 3, or maybe bar 5, halfway through this guy. So that says bar 5. It's still highlighting that. If I actually go to bar 9, now you notice how it goes from the first section to the second section, right? So, but again, or if you want to get the start of that section, just hit the button, right? 1-1, here we go. That's where I want to be. Record. I sing along to this jazz jam, 'cause it's fun too. Won't you sing it with me, man, to this funky groove, yeah. Alright, so we got that big old thing. I can go back. One thing I'm going to do on here, I'm going to do edit, go to take sample edit, and you want the output assigned to go to vocal processor if you want to pick up that processing. Right now I have levels, normal pins, middle. Also, let's go to, I think it's edit to this guy, and I think it's under common, position, vocal tribe. Trying to remember how to set that again. Maybe it's shift and that, shift and, yeah, that's it. If you want to set the actual pre-made patch or whatever, shift plus the vocal effects knob, processor knob, on button there. Anyway, I like pop, so I'm going to hit that. Now set that vocal patch. So in theory, this should play back, sounding a little better than it came in. I sing along to this jazz jam, 'cause it's fun too. Also, if you're wondering why you hear delay and reverb, because on the vocal track mixer, it's got the delay and reverb things going on. Right, so anyway, now you got this, right? And you notice when I start back, it starts at 10, so I don't hear it, right? But if I go again back to the beginning. I sing along to this jazz jam, 'cause it's fun too. Won't you sing it with me, man? Yeah, so you can do that, and you can also do other fun stuff. Obviously, you can layer something on top of that. Like, let's say I want to start here, take 2, same area. Oh, that just started real quick. Exit. Let me try clearing that guy again. Oh, take not found. I did because it didn't record anyway. Okay, I'm at the beginning. I got that. Got it recorded, selected. Here we go. I sing along to this funky jam, 'cause it's fun too. Won't you sing it? Ridiculous. God, let's settling into harmony. Sing along to this jazz. Sing along to this jazzy jam. Okay, I gotta remember the words. Clear vocal take. I just did clear in the vocal take. Hit OK. I want to sing along to this jazzy jam. Okay. See, I showed you. I love when I mess up, just to show you what happens when you mess up. Problem is, I started recording and it was already like in the middle of the first bar, or in the beginning of the second bar. So I got to clear that. And that's why I have to, because right now it's still bar 2, beat 3. Go back to the first one. There you go. Record again. I
jazz jam, 'cause it's fun too.
Yeah, something like that. You get the at least.
Sing along to this jazz jam, 'cause it's fun too.
You know I gotta kind of fix that. You know I gotta fix that. All right. Let me hear that. Let me hear that one more time.
Sing along to the. Sing along to this jazz jam.
I even want to say funky jam.
'Cause it's fun too.
Yeah, I just want to do that part. Sorry, I put my mic down. Don't do that. Okay. Sing along. Okay, cool. Go back to one.
Sing along to this jazz jam.
I keep saying funky jam. Why? Why do I do it? Why do I do it? Clear take. Hey, 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 hey.
Sing along to this jazz jam, 'cause it's fun too.
All right, close enough. I'm just going to live with that, as imperfect as it is.
Sing along to this jazz jam, 'cause it's fun too. Won't you sing it?
Sorry, I was painting this just for the fun of it. Here we go.
Sing along to this jazz jam, 'cause it's fun too. Won't you sing it with me, man, to this funky groove?
Oh, you can also use the arrows to go back and forward to sections if you want to skip sections. All right, back to the beginning.
Sing along.
So now I'm going to show you another quick trick just to consolidate some stuff. Like, let's say you had part of this and you want to add a little bit to the end of one of these. So I'm going to go to this take here. You don't want to record standby. Let me see, first before I record, let me see where this other one ends. If we go back, as far as which bar.
Sing along to this jazz
So we're bar 3,
'cause it's fun
4.
too. Won't you sing?
So I think at 5 I can start actually. So let's move this back to 5-1. I had that one selected, record. I'm just going to say some stuff.
Won't you
you
sing
know it, man.
with me, man,
Sing it. Bring
this
it.
funky groove?
Funky groove, man.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, of course, but I'm just proving a point. So now if I go back, we should hear that at the end, right?
Sing along to this jazz jam.
So bar 5, that part should come in.
Yeah,
you know it, man.
man.
Sing it. Bring it.
Funky groove.
Funky groove, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know it. It's ridiculous. Okay. Now, what do we want to do? I want to actually record these and basically merge them together, to make one part. So to do that, first I'm going to do mixer, this one to mute that one. I only want these two. I'm going to exit out of here. Here's the big trick. If you want to record just a vocal into another pad, we got to go to change our input, and I got to remember to change it back too. So right now, we go to record source. Instead of external wet, we're going to go all the way down to vocal track right there. So now, if I do this guy at the beginning, because we're going to start at the beginning, pick him, start at the beginning. If I record, it's going to record the vocal parts into that, or at least that one. Basically, this one into that one, we'll record into that one. Yeah, you know it, man. Sing it. I like how you get the roster colors right now. What's up?
Funky groove, man.
All right, so now we got that. So now, if I mute this guy and you and bring you back, I should have. Oops, go back to number 1. Should have the whole thing still.
To this jazzy jam, 'cause it's fun to. Won't you
know it, man.
with me, man?
Sing it. Bring
This
it.
funky groove,
man.
yeah.
So there you go. So we got that. So theoretically, at that point, you could, I almost hate to delete them because that second part was so trashy, but who cares? The demonstration. Clear that one. Clear this guy. And the idea, again, let's say you're just building these out, maybe writing verses or something, and, you just want to do a phrase at a time, a few bars at a time, and then kind of piece them together. And it's a very patchwork way to do it. Unless you're just spot on with how you sing each one, identical, it'll probably sound a little choppy, But you could do that while you're writing, and then later on, when you kind of get a Frankenstein clip together, then you could go just re-record the whole thing in another clip to, so just think of it like a writing thing. So, yeah. But now you got this. Now let's say you want to bring in another part, right? So if I go back to, I got to pick another instrument when I hit section, get out of vocal mode. So I had this other part here. All right, so let's say I want to insert that in front. Maybe the first part I wrote was like a chorus, and this guy I want to kind of put in front. So if we go into section mode, that was it. Just want to see about how long this is. I'll leave it at that many for right now. We'll go back into song mode. So now what I want to do is actually change these guys. Actually, I'll go back to record. Change you to that. Da, da, da. And then these I can leave like this. Whatever. Just to show you kind of how you could insert a part in. So now we have this first part, and that's one idea. If you want to try vocals with a different whole accompaniment underneath them, that's a way you could do it. But what I really want to do is I want to push those vocals back that we have already. So to here. So the easiest way to figure out where to push them, because I want them to start exactly here, is just click this guy. Right now, stay in position 3 because I'm not in vocal track mode. So let me go to vocal track mode. And now push this guy, and I got measure 9-1. So now let me set aside the mic for a sec. Let's go into each of these ones. Let me turn record off. So we got these two. So good. Edit. One of the pads. We want to do take sequence edit. Go into there. And now if I hold shift and the middle knob, remember I want to go to 9-1. So the middle knob is going to go basically bars and beats. So I want to do 9-1. And there we go. If you hold shift, it won't do smaller increments on that, which is kind of easier. You can go straight to beats. If I don't do that, it's annoying. I'll just show you, if I don't hold shift, it just does the little minor numbers, so I don't want to do that. Okay, so now both of these are going to start on 9. So theoretically, I can play from the beginning. And they should play without much fanfare, without our stuff. Got 2 of these. I don't know, man, what's going on, but I know the next part's coming right now.
I sing along to this jazzy jam.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
It's fun too.
So that's cool. All right. So now remember, because of what I did earlier, I resampled. Anytime you resample, always go back here, change that recording source, back from vocal to, in this case, EXT wet, it's fine. Then let me pick up the right mic. Check, check, check. There he is. Okay, so on this guy. Gotta get my groove or my vibe, whatever I want to go for. So you turn this off. Let's go back to this guy. So.
Can you feel it now? Not very melodic it was, but if you have enough soul, you can do it.
All right, so now let's double check. Sample edit. This one, I'll bring this back. Centered again. Now that's good. That's fun. I'm not hearing it. Then I was like, why am I not hearing it? Then I remembered. See how it's dimmer? Even when it's playing, it's dimmer. Problem is, I still have it muted. So if I hit mixer and then hit the pad, then go back.
Can you feel it now? Not very melodic it was, but if you have enough soul, you can do it. I sing along to this jazzy jam. 'Cause it's fun.
So there you go. Obviously pretty terrible vocals, but
So good, man. Sing it.
and cheesy background talking.
Funky groove, man.
And yeah, there's a lot of ways to build backing effects and do different things. I have a different video on just like vocal effects and how to use them in different ways and stuff. But this was more just to show, again, start coming up with vocal ideas right away as you're writing parts. And you can always move them across the grid later, because all these can get pushed around to different spots. There's any beat. You can start any take on any beat. Therefore, you don't have to worry about, I gotta wait till 18 parts in a song and it's all flushed out and perfect. Like, no, dude, just get in there and start writing your verse. Start writing your verse. You could do all your verses vocally using the same, clip or something, and then go in and work on your chorus, and then, so just, I don't know, thought I'd show it in case, anybody was intimidated to just go to the vocal track and start playing with it. Don't be intimidated. Go over there. And again, it works with instruments too. So I'll do another one with instruments. I think the main advantage on instruments is just being able to do longer parts, if you want, longer, minute long or a couple minute long, parts that aren't just restricted to 8 bars, it's a good way to bring that stuff in. So, and in some ways it's easier than trying to sequence it into drum pad samples and stuff. So I'll show that on a different one. So anyway, yeah, cool, man. Have a good night. Keep Verselabing.